Well, hey, this is Eddie McCain with ABC American History, and I'm eating breakfast. And ironically, I'm working on a Master of Arts degree in American History from Liberty University. It's an online program, and one of the classes I'm currently taking is about the American Revolution. And ironically, a gentleman walked in and sat down at the table next to me, and he's from England. And we got to talking, and he was talking about as a child some things he remembers from World War II. And I thought it was interesting, and I asked him if he would take a couple of minutes to just talk about the biggest thing that he can remember concerning World War II, living in England as a child. And I'm gonna see if I can flip this camera around. There we go. And if you could,
Hello.
You're on camera now, if you can give your name and where you're actually from in England, and then just talk a little bit about the food shortage you were telling me about.
My name is Richard Tambliag. I was born in Bath, Somerset, England, 1942. Somewhere in 43, I can remember a great uncle coming to the house and giving my mother a can of corned beef and a can of spam from Canada. And a few other little objects, like some kind of jelly, jam, if you want to call it. And a big can of corned beef was delivered to us, and we lived off it for about a week. During one of them times that the Congo was on the White House.
So that y'all were experiencing bombing at that time through.
Not quite much bombing in the end in Bath. We experienced an aircraft going back from Bristol. It was shooting up anybody on the road.
Oh, okay.
They killed some 6 people during that period of time. At least I think it was 6. That's about it.
Well, I appreciate that. It's not often we get to hear, somebody that experienced something back from World War II. And history is important, and I believe that our history is being taken away from us, and once they take our history away from us, they're going to fill that void with something else. And so I want to preserve as much history as I can.
Well, the people that write it down usually write down the lies.
Yeah.
And the untruths.
That's true.
We end up with,
That's true. Well, I appreciate you talking on camera, and we haven't had war here in the United States, since the war between the states. That ended in 1865. So, Americans really don't know what it's like to suffer the consequences of having war on their own land. And I know that you were just a little baby, a little toddler back then, but the fact that you remember a food shortage and your uncle bringing you food from Canada, and living off of canned meat, is something that we need to remember, because wars affect the home front, and it affects everybody, not just the soldiers who are actually fighting, but it affects the moms and children and people who aren't soldiers and sailors and Marines. It affects them too, trying to live. Anything else you would like to say? Well, man, I appreciate it. I'm glad you came in this morning. You've been an interesting guy for me to listen to for the last 30 minutes or so. But anyway, all right, I'm going to shut my camera off, and we'll see what's next.